Look around the room, I can tell that you are the most beautiful girl in the room, in the whole wide room.
Hey guys, it's your boy Jordy Jordan again, and I'm never going to get used to saying that. And this is episode 2 of Painkiller Already. We have our panel of guests, the prestigious Woody's Gamer Tag, and we have the ladies' man, Kyle Myers. And who we have for the guest this week?
Just your regular hometown fag.
It's 2Bucks.
Yeah, that's me.
2Bucks, you don't have an intro yet? You need an intro, man.
An intro?
Yeah.
You
yo,
mean,
it's your boy 2Bucks. 2Bucks, the unexceptional gamer, something. Rocket.
Usually
baby.
I just say, "What's up, fags?"
Yeah.
Okay.
That always gets a positive response.
Let me go ahead and give you an intro. Hello guys, this is 2Bucks, and that is the price tag. Bringing you.
Wow.
All right. Hey, so I think a couple of us have a list of topics, but I've got one to kick it off with.
All right.
Kyle.
Yes, sir.
My subs demand an answer here. They want to know why you're dodging me on the Civ Rev challenge.
Oh, you homo! Don't even start. All right, I'm about to make a video and send the subs after you. Woody has been ducking my civilization.
That is so not true. I have challenged you twice, and you came up with excuses. You said something about you can't record it, and you had, I don't know, say.
And his mic's cutting out.
Mentionable places.
That's good.
On Mother Gosh!
His mic cuts out when he lies. He's got a lie detecting microphone. No, as Woody's had a microphone issue. Yeah, it's just funny. He comes in and out. No, Woody's been ducking my challenge for weeks. Woody knows that I am a grand master at Civilization Revolution, and he knows what's going to happen. It's going to be
Grand
epic
master?
carnage. Yes, I'm a grand master. I'm the Bobby Fischer of Civilization Revolution. All right, I'm thinking 10 moves ahead. I am. You're still thinking about infantry and horsemen, and I'm thinking about nuclear weapons and tank armies. It's over.
Yeah, well, let me go ahead and say this. For all the kiddies out there, the reason Woody's Gamer Tag never talks shit, because his mic was bestowed upon him by Jesus himself. And, and every time he cusses or uses something slur other than God darn it or gosh, this is right here what happens.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
This is so unfair. I'm losing arguments to technical difficulties. Kyle has challenged me once to play. One time. Now, if you don't know, Civilization games can take like 5 hours, and he challenged me at 1 a.m. Who the hell's going to play from 1 to 6 a.m.? That's like a non-challenge challenge. That's I know I can challenge you now safely without getting my ass kicked. It's coming, Kyle. Your day of reckoning will be here.
Dude, it's like I told you. That game's going to last all of about 15 minutes. It's that we're not playing chess. We're going to be playing checkers, buddy. It's going to be over real quick.
So, Kyle, as long as it takes you to climb to the top rope.
Yeah.
Kyle, I got to warn you. I'm the best Civ Rev player in my whole house, and you're going down.
Yeah, but your house is made up of like, preschool
10-year-old
girls.
girls.
It's not like you live in a dorm with like 15 pro gamers or something.
Hey, Kyle, watch out. Woody gets really mad.
Oh my god.
Kyle, you're going down. That's going to be it.
We're going to see about that. Really.
All right, so that was topic number 1. Kyle's dodging me in Civilization Revolutions.
Right.
His day will come.
All right, before we get to the debate on Halo Reach, I think we want to talk about what Kyle wants to talk about. Should you make a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I get this question a lot, and I know everybody gets this question a lot. They ask how they can make a channel and get a lot of subscribers and have a successful channel and all that good stuff. So I guess I want to get the last word in on this. So what do you guys think? What advice would you give to someone who was wanting to start a YouTube channel or was asking if they should start a YouTube channel?
Wait a minute. Don't you kind of need to have a successful channel before you give advice about successful channels?
You know, I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, how many subscribers does 2Bucks have?
Oh my god.
Alright, I wasn't planning on this to turn around on me here.
Yeah, exactly. You can't mess with us. We working
Alright,
together
I was
here, buddy.
suspended. This is unfair.
And that's kind of a side topic. 2Bucks channel got suspended. Are you going to be able to get it back?
They haven't responded to my requests, so I'm guessing not.
What did your channel get suspended over?
Well, we just put up videos, and every time we put up a video, at least 20 people with tons of fake accounts just like flagged for like spam or something, and eventually that got to us, and we were suspended by YouTube.
Yeah, what you got to do there is you got to contest it. As soon as you push them a little bit, they'll give you your channel back.
I've contested every single one, and there's been absolutely no response.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. The thing about YouTube is a lot of it is automated. So, because I mean,
Yeah.
it's such a huge website that it could take a while to get an actual human person in there. Woody, are you back yet? I know you dropped there for a second.
I am. So under the idea that the technical problem was my wireless connection, I hardwired my laptop, and hopefully I can go through the rest of the podcast without trouble now.
Okay, good deal. So, what advice would you give to somebody who was looking to get into the YouTube business?
So, at a high level, it's make the kind of channel that you would want to watch. That was kind of my philosophy from the get-go. The reason I watched YouTube channels was to help me get better at the game. So I would watch, the old guys, the Cianers, the X-Cal, probably Wings, the Hutch a whole lot, Beyond, back when he was doing stuff. And I'd sit there and I'd look, where do they camp? Where do they like to set up? Where do they, how do they use cover? I noticed they stayed on the outside of the map. So I would look at that sort of thing, and I watched them in an effort to get better. I didn't watch them to see dramatic games, or, blowouts were just as good to me as close games. My point was, what are they doing, and, what can I do to watch it? So whatever it is you like, some channels, aren't really about the gameplay at all. They're about the personalities, and these guys, are tremendously successful. Other channels are all about the gameplay. Other channels are all about, montages. And to me, montages aren't really my thing. Like, I like to watch games that help me do my thing, and watching a guy go get like a, 12 spray with an RPD because everyone happened to line up just perfect. It's like, whatever, that's not a repeatable problem. That's not a repeatable solution. That's not what I'm looking for. So my advice, to wrap all that up, is to make the kind of channel that you would want to watch, and then you'll probably be good at that.
I might add one more to your list there. Some people's channels are based on their reputation.
What do you mean by that?
Zergriz. I mean, the kid puts out like one video a year, and he's got like 90,000 subscribers. He's got like 12 videos on his channel in total.
I would argue that his videos, though, are really high quality. I have unsubbed to some channels for putting out too much content. I unsubbed to someone recently because he put out 8 videos in a day and they weren't commentated. And I'm like, you're diluting the value of my subscription box. So, you're gone. A guy like Grizz, when he comes out with a video, like the last one I really, really liked, well, he did one on Machinima lately, which had like knife spots and wall bang spots, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, but that came off his DVD.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
Then he commentated over his old, I think it was like a COD 4 montage. He did commentary over it.
That's the Matrix. That's like the most watched montage of all time.
Yeah, so that one was really good when it came out. He did one around Christmas, a Modern Warfare 2 montage. You allow throwing knife kills and neat sniper shots. When Grizz comes out with a video, in my mind, it's not going to suck. It's one that gets clicked on.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of cool.
Here's what, as far as making a channel, here's what I would say. There are so many people, like all right, and I'm not saying that I got in on this whole thing, like, at the beginning by any means, but at the beginning of this thing when there were, like, basically less than 10 guys or something like that who were actually doing gameplays with commentary, and both the commentary and the gameplay were good, that was pretty much all there was. It was about 10 guys. And since Modern Warfare 2 has come out, it has ballooned, like, 100-fold. If you search in like gameplay with commentary on YouTube, you'll see hundreds and hundreds of videos that all have like between 0 and 300 or 400 views. And to be honest, those people are 1 in 1,000 of those people are ever going to break 20,000 subscribers or 30,000 subscribers or whatever. And the problem is that they're pretty much all the same. And I think that there's so many commentators out there now that, I mean, you're not just going to like make a YouTube channel and have 15,000 subscribers in a week or something. That's just never going to happen again like it used to. And I would my honest advice is, you're gonna have a hard time getting started with the thing, but if you're gonna do it, you better have something that's different, something that's unique, and something that's not like everybody else. You can't just go in there and do your best Hutch impression and expect things to go your way.
That kind of ties into what I was saying too. If I did a channel and tried to be funny, then I think it would fail because I'm not that funny. I'm me for whatever that is. But if I sat there and tried to do lame jokes or imitations or something, I don't think it would go over well. Be you and roll with that.
Yeah, definitely.
I would definitely go off the point about being unique, because from my personal experience, like before I started out, there was no one really doing videos of themselves like betraying people and like killing other gamers. And I don't think I really did anything special, but it was just the fact that I was the only person on YouTube doing that helped me gain some success.
Cool. Hey, let's go to Halo Reach now.
You haven't hit me up yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mic. I thought you went first, but I was disconnected. So please.
With all this said, I only have one thing to offer anyway, is be patient. It took me 3 months to break 1,000 subscribers, and a lot of people are just opening the channel or or about to open their channel, and they already want shout-outs. I've only had 1.5 shout-outs on my channel, period. Power Puncher gave me a shout-out at 10,000 subscribers, and I had that little debate with Hutch, which happened to get posted on his channel. And I've amassed almost 60,000 subscribers now. Be patient. Worry about the quality of your subscribers than the quantity. I mean, I actually enjoyed my channel more when I had 1,000 subscribers than I do now at 60, because that's like Woody's told before. I knew everybody who watched my videos. I looked at their channels. I subscribed to some of their channels. When they said something, I actually took it to heart. But now I get 1,600 to 2,000 messages every video, and I don't know these people. I don't know anything about them.
Wings, you're leaving out the key to your success. Here's your thing, right? You had your channel, and you slowly worked your way to about, 12,000 subscribers. Then you did a duel with me, and that's when your channel exploded. That's when you went from 12,000 to 60. Is that about right?
Yeah, that's right, Woody.
I only had 38 subs at the time, but every one of them were movers and shakers, and they made this happen for you.
They cracked some heads.
That's right, man. Those 38 were influential, and when they got exposed to your channel, then you blew up.
Oh,
that's how it went down.
Halo
Reach.
And let me just throw this little tidbit in. The best tip I can give for starting a channel and actually getting it to grow quickly is be there at the beginning of a game's release. We're about to come upon Halo Reach, which is going to be a big game. If you can be one of the first people to have videos out, it's always great. Same thing with Call of Duty Black Ops. That's what happened to a lot of us when Modern Warfare 2 came out. We instantly picked up several thousand subscribers because there was just so much traffic. And I mean, those are kind of worthless subscribers, to be honest, though, because I bet 5,000 or 6,000 of my subscribers were people who subscribed to my little jumps and sniping spots videos and have never watched one of my videos since. But that's all I could say about that.
All right, Halo Reach. I'm going to start off on this one since I waited so long before it. I just recently downloaded the Halo Reach beta, almost 10 minutes ago. And this will be the first time ever playing a Halo game for me. And I've been watching the videos on Machinima, like Hutch playing, and I think somebody else is playing at Machinima office. I didn't watch the other one. But I'm noticing these guys are taking a buttload of ass whoop. I mean, talking about Clint Eastwood after walking through the desert kind of ass whoop. And they're not dying.
It's a good thing, and I'll tell you why. Because, in Call of Duty, it takes about a quarter second to kill somebody, 250 milliseconds. In Halo, it takes a couple seconds, and you have to hit them again and again and again. If my network lag, and I think my network is below average, if my network lag is 100 milliseconds, you have a huge advantage over me. I have to be twice as good as you to get a kill. In Halo, if my network lag is 100 milliseconds and it takes 7 seconds to get a kill, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I haven't noticed network lag being the same kind of excuse it is in Halo that it is in Modern Warfare 2, so I'm psyched about that.
Have you guys actually played Halo Reach?
Not Reach.
Wings, you should Wings, I suggest you play the game right now. Honestly, you should be on there playing right now while we do the podcast, and you can give us some minute by minute.
Don't actually do
I already
that.
played it for like 2 hours earlier.
God
Tell
damn
us
it!
what
Why
you
does
got.
everyone have a fucking code but me?
Because we're cooler than you.
You don't have a code.
I think Machinima sent him out to
Go on.
We're all assembly directors.
yeah.
What the fuck? Why don't I have a code?
Maybe they don't like you.
God damn it.
Oh, God, I didn't get a code from Machinima. I got it from a buddy of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, same as me.
What? Well, why are you fucking with me then?
No, I
wanna
talked
go
to
with my
Anthony
email
earlier,
off
and he
of
said he
my
sent him out.
email, Oh man, because I get on today and I look and there's the Pink Ranger, she's playing it, and I'm like, fuck. And I look and Hutch is playing it too. I'm like, well, I figured that. And then I talk to Wings. I'm like, yeah, the Pink Rangers get the fucking beta. I wish I had the beta. He's like, I got the beta. I'm like, God fucking damn it, man, I want the beta.
Shoot, I'll trade this beta for the Black Ops beta any day of the week.
Yeah. I don't. Wait, was it a code or what? Where do you enter the code?
25 character code at redeem codes.
Yeah. It's like Microsoft points.
So you don't even need the ODST disc in to redeem the code?
Yeah, you do, I think.
No, I just downloaded
You
mine.
don't? Oh.
I've never owned a Halo game in my life.
Huh.
Wow. Well, if anybody's out there and you have one of those 25 character codes, you know FPS Kyle really wants one, and he'll help you out big time. I'll pay for a code, all right? Somebody just send me a code.
There's actually a website that you can go on to get it, like right now.
Well, type me, send me the.
Oh, now we have to bring up Wings' crappy old Skype client that can't chat and type at the same time.
Yeah, you'll have to send me a text message on like my personal little thingy there. But yeah, all right, Halo. I guess we're getting way off topic and talking about silly stuff. But Halo Reach. Go ahead.
The thing about Halo with me is when I seen that, the first thing I had nightmares about fucking BioShock 2. I was like, holy shit. I hated BioShock 2.
It's pretty simple. It's a much
multiplayer.
better game. It's a much better game than BioShock 2. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know right now because Halo is there's so much there's a lot more development that goes into it than that goes into a Halo game than went into that BioShock game. But the multiplayer in BioShock was kind of like an afterthought, and it was okay, but it, like you said, it was pretty fucking annoying.
Yeah,
But
I'm psyched for Halo. I'm going to put some
I am
time
too.
into it, try and get good. What one thing that I don't like about Halo is the button mapping is all different. Like I can play a Call of Duty series game, Borderlands, and even BioShock, even though it's not exactly the same, in the same hour, and just switch back and forth effortlessly. But then I play Halo for a while and switch over to Call of Duty, and like the button for reload is the button for like stick your teammate with a grenade, and it frustrates me. I wish the mapping was more standardized.
What is the mapping of Halo?
It's completely different in the Reach. It's more like the ODST mapping.
I don't know any of the mapping. I've never
yeah.
played Halo in my life. I'm gonna go in and press the left trigger to aim and the right trigger to shoot. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's not going to work at all. Left trigger is your grenade button, and to zoom in, you press down on the right analog stick, I believe.
That sucks.
Yeah, you get used to it after a while, and it used to be that the bumpers were your reload buttons, but I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm guessing that since you can no longer dual wield weapons, which I think is a big step forward because I was tired of somebody running at me with like a gun in each hand. Even Halo, this is how bad Call of Duty is, guys. Halo, the game with 7-foot tall, 1,000-pound super warriors, decided that dual wielding was unrealistic. Okay, so they got rid of the dual wielding, and so now the right bumper is your like special ability. You know, you go into your like Stone Man mode where nobody can hurt you, or your sprint, or your jetpack, or whatever. And
That would be cool. I'm psyched for a new game. Like,
oh yeah,
you know, I typically don't talk bad about Modern Warfare 2, but I do feel the same frustrations that everybody else feels. You know, I get into a lobby where there's too many noob tubes, or you know I made my way around that corner and I still died, and things like that. I died because of lag. The thing about Modern Warfare 2 is there's a lot of deaths that I have that I didn't feel like it was my fault. Like I felt like I wasn't outplayed. I just died because, you know, that's part of Modern Warfare 2. And I'm looking forward to getting to a game where that doesn't happen so much.
Speaking of Modern Warfare 2, I'm I'm really not liking Modern Warfare 2 right now because I've been playing COD 4 and World at War. And then I go to Modern Warfare 2, I'm just so upset because of the shitty deaths I get. I'm like, I would never die that way in Call of Duty 4. It would never happen.
People talk about how... No, I'm sorry, I cut you off. Infinity Ward doesn't... Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. So people talk about how Infinity Ward doesn't listen to the community. And for months, my stance on that was, well, give them a chance. You know, I've written some code. I know how long it takes not only to fix it, but to go through testing, to get everything verified. Then Microsoft has its own level of certification. And the thing is just a nightmare, I'm sure of it. But time is up. Time is up for you to do something about one-man army. They took way too long to get a lot of these glitches fixed. They're not working hard enough.
Oh, they're done.
Yeah, I look at it this way. I knew it weren't going to happen because when I left Call of Duty 4 the first time, there was still like ways to get out of ambush and elevators and all this. And then I go to World at War, they have every elevator under the map fixed within the first month.
Yep. I don't know why they never fixed that out of ambush glitch. Now, let me just say this. That was fun to use. Because I would get the bomb and sabotage, hop outside the map, and just run out there and hide in one of those invisible buildings. And the noobs would be trying to blow down the walls in the map with C4 to get to me. That was always fun. But
I have never done that outside of a private match.
Oh, so much
I
fun.
don't roll like that.
I'm just saying, but I seen that. I knew they weren't going to fix Modern Warfare 2.
I've done every glitch in Cloud 4 in a private match because people would say, you know, you're just jealous because you're not good enough to get outside the map. Not good enough to jump on someone's head? Are you kidding me? You know, like, how good do you have to be? I'm not good enough to get into the rock on Overgrown. Really? Not good enough to wiggle into a freaking crease in a rock? No, that's not it. I just don't roll like that.
This is going to go in the same vein as my next video. I went and played some free-for-all Modern Warfare 2, and I ran in basically to a sniper lobby in a free-for-all game. Their whole clan was like sniping in a public free-for-all game. And I pulled out my tar and started whooping their ass, and they got all mad, like, you're not good enough to snipe. I'm like, well, I rolled 2 sensitivity, dude. Sniping's not the best option for me. It's like, yeah, I'd own you sniping. So I'm like, okay. Next game comes around, it's a scrapyard. So I pulled out the intervention, and I beat them. I beat them bad. Like,
nice.
I'm actually going to post that.
When I think of my greatest moments in gaming, it's usually not some Herculean feat or whatever. It's beating trash talkers. You know, I have had, you know, people drop the C-bomb on me in lobbies, and you know me, I don't like jump into lobbies and talk trash or any of that. People will just call you out for no reason at all. I think it's partly because my gamer tag's pronounceable. They'll just, you know, hey Woody or whatever, jump at me. And when I whoop a trash talker, that is my favorite. That's my best hobby. I love it.
You know what the greatest gaming video would be of all time? If we took every snippet of when Woody has lost his temper and like started cursing, and we had those linked together. That would be the greatest YouTube video ever. I've heard it happen maybe 5 times ever. That would be great.
I heard him call somebody a cocksucker on the invasion.
Yeah,
it sounds so odd. It's like he's like you cocksucker. It's like, he had to force it out.
He's like get off of their flag, you fucktard. Get out of their fucking
Oh,
flag.
yeah. That one's in my vocabulary. I bet that's true. I played with a sub the other day. So he was a $50 club guy. And I was playing with him, you know, like, because he donated to the charity that I was doing a drive for. And I'm working my way through those guys. And he was playing Cap the Flag as a flag runner with the sniper class. And we're getting our butts kicked. And it's like, really? A sniper class as a flag runner? And I don't know. I didn't lose my cool much, but it was everyone knows better than that.
feel you. I hate when somebody, you know, when you're losing and somebody's unwilling to change to try to keep from losing. Like TDM's worse about that. Like the guy's just doing horrible. I'm like, dude, please just go find a spot to hide. We will win. And you have to explain to the guy that if you weren't in the game, we would have won this game.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, so I have a pretty good friends list. And I probably, because of that, I usually roll in parties. And I probably lost 12 games out of my last, 500. Until last night, where I went, 1-5. And I wasn't used to that.
It makes you
Was
mad.
that when you messaged me and was like, we're losing, I need some help?
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, what are you calling me for?
You're a strong player. If we were to get together, I think we'd start winning some games. But
Oh, you don't want me on that game.
I do remember. I'm not going to call you out, but last time we played together, you.
Oh yeah, last time we played, I lasted 2 games and I was back on Netflix. Let me tell you what. I am a much better X-Files player than I am a Modern Warfare 2 player. Let me tell you right now. I am flawless at X-Files.
So, there's a new Xbox getting announced in June. Did you guys hear about that?
What,
Nice.
720?
So, in June is the E3 conference, and the Xbox Slim is supposed to come out.
Oh,
There's rumors about it. I've heard a rumor that Natal will be built into it. I've heard a rumor that it's only going to come in black because it matches living rooms better. And the hard drive's supposed to be bigger. It's supposed to use less power. But it's not a next generation Xbox. It's more like the PS3 Slim.
Yeah, see, that's just another money-making technique. That Natal thing, that would be great for you, Woody, because you have younger children. But, like, unless I can, like, kung fu fight somebody down and, like, blood is spurting out of their eyes, I don't really want to play the game. I mean, come on. I want some blood and gore and some violence if I'm going to actually be, like, acting out the game mechanics.
You're just scared that I'm going to lightsaber your butt as badly as I'm going to Civ Rev all over you.
Oh,
That's what
my
it
God.
is.
That game's getting uploaded. I might upload the entire thing, even if it's, like, 2 or 3 videos.
Yo, there's actually a video of the Xbox Slim.
Oh,
No, there is?
Yeah. Oh,
Am I on
can't send it
target?
to you guys because of this IM thing.
Wings, you and your 1960s Skype client.
I'll send it
Oh, it
to
looks
you each
It
individually.
actually does. Oh, wait, no, that's not it.
I'd like
This-
to see that. It's
Look at
supposed to
this.
be cheaper, like the PS3. Apparently the manufacturing costs on it are lower because they're using new technologies and smaller dies and all that fun stuff. So, it's a step forward. It's a good thing. A cheaper, better...
Nice job. You rickrolled. What a D-bag.
Man, I gotta say, when is the 720 due out? I don't care about the fucking Nintendo, spree Xbox on right now and PS3.
Yeah, I don't need a slimmer version. The one I got works just fine. I want the new and improved, more power orange Xbox with laser beams and
Me
a
too.
cup holder.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, if a new Xbox comes out tomorrow and it's $700, I'll be first in line. I get my money out of these darn Xboxes. This is the cheapest form of entertainment I have. So, I would like consoles to come out more often than they do. Oh, on a side topic, I know my mic's cutting off sometimes. I have a new computer in a box waiting to get installed. Next podcast we'll have it going. Hopefully it's a solution.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'd be busting out the Best Buy card if Xbox came out like right this minute with $700.
Oh yeah, I'd be there. Be there.
All
I'm
right. Let's get on to the pop culture comments. I know we didn't really touch on Halo much, and we got 2Bucks here, and we ain't really said much.
I'm not too sad. Halo Reach has been a disappointment so far for me.
What do you like about it?
No.
They put grenade launchers in there. The grenades are like twice as deadly.
They're calling
Yeah.
them Pro Tubes.
Pro tubes?
I read it. Yeah, Microsoft people are calling them Pro Tubes.
Wow.
I mean, it's probably it's going to be similar to like the brute shot, right?
I'm not really sure. It wasn't in the beta. People are calling it Halo Modern Warfare though. This game.
Yeah, let's hope not.
Yeah.
I saw that as well, but it was like, to me, it looked like an updated brute shot, and I wasn't all that worried about it. So we'll see. We'll find out I'll find out in a couple days, and Wings here will find out in a couple hours.
$2. I was listening to the Host Migration podcast before, and they said that Halo had a new playlist every week. Does that sound right?
There's like on the weekends they put out a special playlist. Is that what they're talking about?
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Like, as a Call of Duty guy, that is an unheard of level of customer support. Like, for them to change up the game every weekend, for them to, like, really? I thought you just fired and forgot it. Maybe they'll fix a Javelin glitch 3 months later. You'll be grateful.
Well, Treyarch,
No,
Treyarch gave double XP on weekends.
Yeah, but let me say this about Bungie. If when this game comes out, people start complaining, like to the level that we complain about, one-man army noob tubes, it will be fixed within 3 days. Like no joke. Like, it'll be fixed. They'll take the gun out of the fucking game if they have to. They don't care. They'll fix it to meet their customer their average customer. And
respond to the
the
feedback.
average Halo customer is a pretty serious gamer. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, you go play some Halo 3. A lot of those guys want to be MLG guys. They're pretty serious about their gaming. There's an MLG playlist in Halo.
You know,
And
Microsoft Modern Warfare 2 got dropped from MLG playlist.
good.
On Xbox.
Yeah.
It's still there on PS3, I heard.
PS3 MLG.
You're laughing. I mean, I've met a lot of PS3 players that I've yet to see an Xbox player that could trump them skill wise. Joker, for instance.
Yeah, Joker's pretty damn good.
But he's not even the
Joker's
best.
strong.
I got way stronger players on the PS3 than Joker. I'm talking about guys that you can't stand no chance against. They see you, that's it, you're done. I mean,
the Optic competitive team is switching over to the PS3.
yeah,
Did you hear that?
Most of the competitive teams are going to PS3 because of the
I guess
controller.
so. No, because it's the only league with a pro. It's because the MLG guys are over there.
I mean, they like the people I used to run with on World at War. I don't think there's a team that could beat them because I was in game battles of World at War on my Astral Demigod name, and we went undefeated for like 2 ladder seasons in Search and Destroy. Monsters. Like I was playing World at War today on Xbox. Nobody worms, nobody snakes, nobody pop fires their MP40. I go on PS3, jump in the lobby. I got a guy sliding on his belly. I mean, long slides, go like truck to truck. You can't shoot him. He's on his belly the whole way. You guys didn't play World at War. You don't know what to talk about. Well, World at War,
I know of it.
when you went prone and you canceled it with your sprint button, like you can get out of prone with your sprint. Well, the game would like kind of glitch up and not sync right, and it would make your character look like he's sliding on his belly for 4 to 5 seconds. Well, that's if you're really good. Most time it lasts like 1 second. But the good players can do it 4 to 5 seconds, so they could be like squirming on the ground and shooting at you at the same time. But their hitbox is so fucked up that you can't shoot them. Well, I don't see that on the Xbox, even if the game's as old as it was. I'm pretty sure there's some people that did it on the Xbox. I just don't see it as the level it used to happen on the PS3.
I'm sure both consoles have good players. There's just no doubt about it. I had a game mechanic idea for Call of Duty. What if, when you stood in one place too long, your health dropped?
No.
Just move left and right,
Yeah.
to a small degree.
Make it a radius then. You know,
They would just kind of pace in circles. Whatever the radius was, they do it, and eventually you would have to make the radius so big that it would make it impossible to play in any way defensively.
Yeah, seriously.
What about-
that's the objective. Well, here's where the idea started from. In Battlefield, you hop on a team and there'll be like 10 snipers on it. They're recon guys.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating, right? They all sit there at the top of the hill. They're happy to lose so long as their KD is high enough. And that stinks. So what if, unless they were close to the objective or something like that, they were one-shot kills. If you could just, sit there with an assault rifle from across the map and pop these guys because they're weak when they sit on top of a hill.
I think it's more along the lines that people who use the sniper kit or fall back onto it aren't doing it for the KD. Generally, these are the weaker players on the game, and they're doing it because it's the only way they can get kills, constantly without having, to get close in the action. Because even like in Modern Warfare 2, you see the knifers. The knifers generally are the weaker players too, because they'll just like tense up and hit you with the commando knife, and it'll piss you off because you just missed your payload because somebody sucks at the game.
Yeah, that's like I told you the other day. They've got their controller on like standard, so that the right analog stick when you press it in is the knife button or whatever, or the left, I mean. And basically, you run around the corner, and they didn't mean to stab you. You just scared the shit out of them, so they squeeze their controller really hard.
That's why at first I switched to tactical. Because what would happen is I'd get into a gunfight in COD 4 from 50 feet. And they'd scare the crap out of me. So I'd knife them from 50 feet away. And I'm like, oh my god, I don't even want to see that kill cam. That's terrible. Well, there was a kill cam, but I was like, no. But on the other hand, if I switch to the other one and they scare me, I'll just drop and go prone. Which from 50 feet away is not an instant death sentence. So because the punishment was lower, that's what I did. And that was what made me switch it first.
I've been saying, but a lot of people that play in public games aren't that good, and they don't camp because they want to do it. Like me, I try to play defensive because I want the good KD. They do it because it's all they can do to get kills. Same thing with noob tubes. You'll see people running around with grenade launchers because they can't outshoot nobody. And it pisses you off because you know you're better than that guy, but he's just doing what he can do to get kills.
Yeah, the thing about the grenade launcher is there's just too many of them. With one-man army and scavenger, the games get dominated by them. And I guess a company like Bungie would address it. That'd be cool.
Absolutely.
See, I think it's more of a company's problem. Same thing with Treyarch. They never addressed the MP40 because the MP40 was made for the guy who sucks at the game. I think we all agree that you don't put a weapon that strong on the game for somebody to abuse it. It's made for the people that suck, to give them an advantage or edge. Maybe they should have weapons like that in the game, but you have to meet a certain criteria to have access to them. Like you have to have
make new accounts every day to get that weapon.
Yeah, but what would...
I don't know. I don't think that idea would work because it's a lot like Painkiller.
You have to have under 1 KD to have access to this weapon. As soon as your KD goes above 1, you can't use it no more.
But then you'd lose the guys with that weapon, and you know that you only lost because they suck, and it's like Painkiller.
Yeah, but see, when I come against a good player, I'm not going to get warmed out my ass and, jug MP40 steady aimed across the map because he's just taking advantage of the weapon. He'll never have that. A good player will never have the weapon starting out.
I see where you're coming from.
I mean,
you want to get on the pop culture?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do a new topic.
Well,
you guys following that oil spill in the Gulf? Could be the worst environmental disaster in the history of the world so far. Big deal.
Wow. Is that going to be a problem for the U.S., or is that just going to trickle on over to Mexico?
No, problem for the U.S. I think it's right off the Louisiana coast. And apparently they're used to small oil spills there, but they don't have any way to deal with something on this magnitude. So there was an oil rig, and I think, I might have my facts a little off, but there's something like 3 pipes in the ground. And it turns out they're all broken, and they're all leaking 5,000 barrels a day, which I forget how many gallons that is, but it's a lot. And they say it's going to take about 5 weeks to pass how much the Exxon Valdez spilled in Alaska.
You're talking about the one that blew up, right?
Yeah. Yep. So it's leaking big time. And initially, BP, British Petroleum, didn't ask for any help. As a matter of fact, they turned down offers for help from the U.S. government and Coast Guard. And now they've turned around and said, oh, my God, this is a big problem. We'll take help from anybody. And they're having, local fishermen come in with because the oil sits all on top of the water. Local fishermen, regular people, are dragging the oil slick around with I forget what the term they used for it, but it looked like a yellow rubber raft that's really long. And 2 boats just pull it and sort of drag the oil slick over best they can. And they're setting it on fire. They set something like 5,000 acres worth of it on fire.
Oh, that's awesome. I'd love to be there. I bet that's cool.
I bet it is cool.
I bet it makes for a pretty sunrise.
I bet you that's made on YouTube already. Let's see.
I'm sure it has.
They're going to do it again.
Well, that's a pretty horrible thing, not only for, the people in that area, but I guess it'd probably have an environmental impact for the whole world. But I've got a story here, which is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. You see stuff on Jerry Springer and stuff like that, and you're like, that's not real. Those guys are just making it up. Well, apparently, 72-year-old Pearl has decided to have a child with her 26-year-old grandson.
What?
That's right. The story is uncomfortable as a sex nightmare about one of your relatives. Meet 72-year-old Pearl of Indiana and her 26-year-old biological grandson Phil. They are in love, and they're having a child together via a surrogate.
Yeah, but see,
all right,
they're
you're gonna have to link us.
Are they doing it with the eggs fertilization, right? They're not actually having sexual intercourse.
Yes, they are. They're doing it that way because she is physically unable to carry a child at 72. Pearl Carter is positively glowing with joy. She has a handsome new boyfriend, is enjoying an active sex life after many years of celibacy, and amazingly is prepared to become a mother again.
I mean, I got to ask the obvious question first. All right. What about her hip? How good is her hips? What's the strength of the hips?
You guys are all freaked out. I'm the only one that's into octogenarians, whatever they're called.
I'm just trying to see how this 26-year-old stud, he's plowing this old woman. How can her hips take it?
You know, when you would go to some fucked up imagery like that. Like, good God, man, what is wrong with you?
I'm just saying.
You know what? I'm going worse here. It is, as G-rated as I try to keep my comments, and I'm like, well, which positions would be easiest on her hips?
I'm just saying, you gotta think, this kind of conversation had to happen. You couldn't be like, "Ooh, hey, Pearl, I'm feeling kind of like a piece of steel over here." Sack,
gosh.
I mean, they have to say, well, we gotta do it this way so it don't hurt me as bad. It's not something she could fuck like a champ with her legs at her ears anymore.
How much time do we have left?
We have about 30 minutes.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's one of the most disgusting stories I've ever seen. First of all right, it's incest, but if you get a hot cousin or something, you never know. Things get weird sometimes. I could see something like that going down, but we're talking about this guy's 72-year-old grandma. She's supposed to be serving you like hot apple pies, not lukewarm crotch on a summer's night. That's just disgusting.
I know a set of cousins that get it on.
First cousins?
Yeah. They, so it's, I have a good friend at work, and he actually is going through a divorce. He stayed at my house for like 4 months or so. And, every Thanksgiving they're kind of like, for whatever reason, the central gathering place whenever they have the big family events. So every Thanksgiving they have like 18 or 22 people over in a real big event. And those two cousins make like a special, point of making it every year for like Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that stuff. And every year they totally get caught. And like this year it was in the garage. They were in the garage just hitting it. And my buddy walked in on them and he's like, here they go again. So yeah, that's my kissing cousin story.
Sounds like they're doing more than kissing. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That is unfortunate.
Apparently they're in love, but they just don't want to take it to the next level because they're, cousins.
That brings up the next point. What about I think it's scientifically proven that if you have the same genes, you start getting deformities.
Well, all right. I heard something about this one time, and basically it's a higher incidence of birth defects, and in what's the word? My vocabulary just dropped like 8th grade. Abnormalities. That's the word I was looking for. So it's not like if you have a child with your brother or sister that instantly the kid's going to come out with 4 legs or anything.
I understand this, but you sent me
you're
that,
from the South. You should know about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of us incest down here. Incest and NASCAR. Ask me how much I like NASCAR.
I want to know how much you like incest, actually.
Wow.
Oh, you never seen my family. No.
I love when it goes to that.
Do the women have Abraham Lincoln beards like you do?
I actually shaved mine off. I had a job interview the other day.
Hey, I was going to ask about your job. Didn't you start a new job?
Yeah, part-time one.
Yeah. Tell people about that. Any interesting stories yet?
Well,
so first of all, what do you do?
Well, I'm a 911 dispatch operator.
That's cool. So that you must have interesting things roll in every hour.
Well, most of it's standard stuff. Like we had a break-in shooting over on Wayside where the homeowner basically killed 2 men breaking into his house. That was a nice one. And we also had the most interesting story I've fielded so far was a woman drove over her husband's turkey. And
his turkey?
Yeah, his turkey.
Literally a bird he was about to eat.
No, he had like a prize turkey. Like he takes the shows and all, and she backed over it with the car. Apparently it got out the pen, and she wanted the ambulance called for
it. Did you deny
her? Yeah. How do you talk that down? Like, well, you probably need to take it to a veterinarian, ma'am.
Are you able to keep your cool on these calls? Because I've heard you on Xbox. Is it better at work?
Yeah, it's better at work because first off, they don't know me, and I'm just there as a guide, a medium to keep you calm. Like I've never got put to the test yet. Most of it's like, my husband's having a heart attack. It's all right, ma'am. I'm sending an ambulance. I mean, it's like,
Right. They're typically really happy to be talking to you. It's nothing to get upset about.
Yeah, I mean, most of the calls, like, my husband's stomach, he's having stomach pains. He can't walk, maybe his shit's backed up into him and all. Most of it's just like emergency room visit type stuff. Every now and then you'll get like a robbery, which then you just say, just lock the doors. I'll send a patrol car and things like that. I only work like 3-hour shifts.
That sounds pretty depressing.
The one that defended themselves and shot the burglars, do you know how it worked out?
No.
Okay.
Same thing is, have your husband put the gun down, make sure you kind of console him, and I'll send a cop car.
Make sure that the intruders are not, moving around. You don't want them testifying.
You can't tell them to, put 2 more in the head just for good sake. Can't go ahead now. Have your husband double tap him for me.
You could be like,
wait,
ma'am.
you were on the receiving end of that call?
Yeah.
The shooting? Did you hear the gunshots?
No, it already happened, and they called 911 afterwards.
Wow.
He used a shotgun and got them both.
That sounds pretty traumatic.
The husband was having a hard time with it, like he was shaking and all. So I told the wife basically to hold him and console him, and make sure the gun is unloaded and out of his reach. Because the last thing the cops want to do when they pull up is see a guy that just killed 2 people with a shotgun in his hands.
Yeah. I'd be like, ma'am, are the intruders, are they still moving around? Yeah, one of them is. Do you think that's a good idea? I don't know what you mean. Think about it.
I mean, you get a lot of calls. Like in a 3 or 4 hour shift, I'll probably field 100 calls, and most of them will be like, I'll send an ambulance or I have a patrol car go by.
I have a story about getting robbed. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. So, it's kind of long. I hope my mic holds up. But here's the deal. I was probably like 16 years old. I'm living in Ocean City, New Jersey. Shout out to everybody. And it started off with my mom. The money was just missing from her purse. And that's all there was to it. Like, she wasn't even sure she got robbed. She thought she had $40-$60 in her purse, and it wasn't there anymore. And whatever, it passes. The next weekend, same thing happens. And then the following weekend, 3 weeks in a row now, same thing happens. So at this point, there's no doubt that money's being stolen. And my older brother and I, he came to me and he's like, "Are you stealing this money?" And I'm like, "No, I had that same concern about you. I thought maybe you were the one, taking our mother's money." And we both left the conversation convinced that each other were innocent, that we're not the ones who are robbing our own parents. And probably, they maybe skipped a week, and then we got robbed like a 4th or 5th time. And my mom started like moving it around. She used to just keep her purse hung on like a kitchen chair, and she started putting it like in a kitchen cabinet or leaving the money inside a drawer. And none of these things worked. The guy would just sort of search the house and find her cash, and it was gone. And at the time, I used to sleep on the living room couch like almost every night. And whatever, I was a wacky teenager. And I had this like Velcro surfer wallet next to me on the coffee table. And we had probably been robbed, I don't know, 6 or 7 times at this point. And one of them, her purse was like left with its belongings scattered in the backyard. So it's just totally getting robbed on this. And I woke up in the morning and my wallet was emptied and tossed on one of the other couches in the living room. And it was like, wow, that wallet was 18 inches from me. He was above me while I was sleeping, stealing my money, looking at me.
Heavy sleeper much?
I guess so. So my reaction from this was to be kind of upset. And my friends and I had a game plan. It's a stupid teenager game plan where we were going to like tackle him and duct tape him and torture him and stuff like that. Maybe shave thief in his head. But we camped out for him because he came pretty reliably on like Friday and Saturday nights. So we camped out in the house waiting for him to come, and he didn't come. We weren't able to stay quiet. Like, we were quiet for like 5 minutes, and then we just goofed off in the dark all night, and he never came. So one day, I was up super late watching ESPN Lumberjack Cutoffs. I'll never forget it, where they put like motorcycle engines on chainsaws. And it's about 3 a.m., and I hear this creaking on the basement steps. and it's just like creak, 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 and I'm like, oh my god, you know, and I'm on edge at this point, and I walk over to the steps quietly, and I see the guy's fingers wrapped around the door, which also squeaked as he, I don't know if he was pulling it back closed or what, but I saw the guy's hand. So I confronted him, and I pulled open the door really fast and started screaming, like every curse word I could think of. And he looked at me, his eyes went big, huge, and he fell backwards and rolled down the stairs. And so I gave chase, and I chased him out through the basement, and he ran through the backyard and down the alley. And my screaming woke up my father, and he gave chase too. And he went down the alley, but the guy had a bike stored like 2 or 3 doors over.
Had
a bicycle?
Wait,
he had a bicycle or a motorcycle?
I think he said bicycle.
Yeah.
A bicycle. So is my mic okay at the moment?
Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
All right, sorry. So he had a bicycle about 2 doors down, and he hopped on that and rode away. So we called the police, and first a couple of detectives came, and then the K-9 squad came, and they were able to follow his trail for like a block or so, but they didn't catch him. They put on an APB. It didn't yield anything, but there were a couple takeaways from this whole thing for me. One, so I was like bad breath distance from this guy, and I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I didn't stand in the actual lineup like they have on a TV show, but a detective came to me with a bunch of people who sort of fit his description. He was a skinny, light-skinned black guy, and he was short. So they had like 16 people who fit this description and asked me to pick which one. And I looked at it, and I was like, I just couldn't reliably pick out this guy. And it opened my eyes to how bad eyewitness testimony can be. Because you couldn't get a much better interaction with him than I did. I mean, we were probably face-to-face for 5 seconds, and I was only a foot and a half from him. And I still couldn't recognize him because I was just too tensed up and out of my mind. And I was like looking at the detective asking for like guidance, you know. I've like got my finger on a picture and I'm trying to read his face, like, you know, help me out here. I would more than gladly pick the guy that you think it is. But he wasn't playing that game in the slightest. You know, if I couldn't positive ID him, he didn't want anything to do with like a helped positive ID. So that was kind of neat takeaway. And eventually, like, they didn't actually notify that they caught him, but I was reading the paper, and I saw his picture and thought that was probably him, and I saw that he was arrested on something like 50 counts of burglary, and his MO fit, you know, our MO, so I think the guy got caught. And the police kind of knew who he was. As a matter of fact, when we called the police, you know, the night that I confronted him, they actually went to his house first, hoping they'd catch him on the way home, like with our stuff. So I think they eventually caught him, but that was that. But then there's more. The other thing is I had nightmares about it for like 10 years. A seriously long time. And the nightmare was always the same. I was in bed, and somebody was like creeping over me, ready to like attack me, which is not what this guy did. He was all about cash. But they were ready to get me. And in the nightmare I would wake up slowly. So in real life, like if you were next to me, I'd be kind of like struggling, moving a little bit, but not able to get the words out. And you know how like when you're mostly asleep, you can almost control the dream, or like what happens in real life has some influence on what's happening in the dream. Yeah. That's where this was. So this unable to sort of yell or deal with the problem manifested itself in the dream as being paralyzed with fear. And I would be sweating and whimpering, and it only lasted like 30 seconds or so. And then I would wake up and realize, like, I'm here and everything's cool and this and that. But not to compare myself to someone who, like, had seen military action, but I kind of get what that might be like. Like, I've had a taste of it. Because, like, on game day, I wasn't scared at all. You know, I confronted the guy. If I had caught him, I'd have taken him down. He was smaller than me. And I'd have put a hurting on him. So on game day, I was at my prime. But for 10 years, I had nightmares about this thing. And they got less frequent, you know, toward the end there. But it was
probably could have, like, hunted him down and beat the hell out of him, and that would have fixed the nightmares.
I used to sleep with a knife under me for quite some time, you know, just to sort of be prepared.
I got a question. And, why do you just rugby kick him right in the chest?
You know, looking back, that probably would have happened. You know, like that probably would have been a good tactic. But you know, what did occur to me was to open the door and start screaming at him, and even that was kind of gratifying. He was scared to death of me, and that was kind of a cool thing. It turned out he stole the money to feed his drug habit. I think he was a heroin user, meth user. I'm not even sure, but something that made him as unnaturally skinny as he was his drug habit, and that's why he was robbing us. So yeah, my takeaways from that whole thing were I kind of get post-traumatic stress disorder. You know, I get as in like understand it, I grok it, and next time I hear eyewitness testimony like, oh, I saw that guy across the street, I know it's him, you probably don't. You know, I had a better view at my guy than you did, and you'd be unusual if you really saw him that well. So there's my been robbed story.
Yeah, see, I'm having a little trouble here because I've been armed robbed 3 times and I've been shot.
Yeah, you know, I thought you'd have a better story. How much time do we have? Do you want to say that for another podcast or tell more?
We got about 20 minutes still.
What are you talking? What kind of time zone do you live in?
We started about 10:15. It is 11:03 now.
So you just fail at math?
Well, it's still about 20 minutes. We talked for about 15 to 20 minutes before we started the podcast. You gotta remember that.
All right, so tell us about getting shot.
Well, I'm not gonna. I've already told that story. I'm gonna tell you about my robberies because I did get shot during one of the robberies.
Are these robberies that happened against you or the people that you robbed?
No, they happened against me.
Okay.
We'll leave those for another one.
The one that sticks out the most vivid, because the 2 of them were just, give me your money, they push me up against a car, take my money and run away. That kind of deal. The one that was most vivid was one of my first jobs I ever had. I used to work at a movie gallery when I first started school. And training night, December 18th. I remember it was December 18th. I was about 2 hours into my shift, and I was on the computer because they had like computer training manuals that you had to go through after you got hired, to kind of brush you up and kind of get you used to the store policies. I was doing that. That's all I had to do that first night. I didn't have to check movies in, clean shelves or anything like that. I had to do my training manual. Well, about 10 o'clock at night, 3 black guys come in. One has a German Luger. That's the first thing I noticed.
Damn.
He went old school.
It's hardcore.
He went old school. Okay.
He was the ringleader. He had like a red sash over his face and like a green jacket.
I thought you were
going to rob
his
somebody
arm
with a
like
Mosin
he's
gun.
SS. Dude, the black SS came to your house.
No,
Did the other guy have an Elmer Fudd musket by chance?
No. The other guys had 38 specials. They had little stub-nosed 38, little Saturday night specials. But the lead guy, the one that did all the talking and ordering, he had a German Luger. It stood out to me because when I see them, I didn't really believe it was happening because this is the first time I've been robbed. And the first was usually when it stands out anyway. But he comes in, I think he's playing. I seriously do. Who comes and robs you with a fucking German Luger?
Excuse me, sir. You'll have to come back with a Glock.
I thought it was like a water gun or something. Like people, like because they came in like kids, like they were like bouncing, like come on, give me some money, And then, I'm not trying to stereotype here, but have you ever see like a black gangbanger on TV, like standing in front of an apartment complex? That's how these guys acted. And basically, they took us right into the back room. The store we were in, it wasn't very big. It was basically like a big rectangle, and on the upper right-hand corner, they had like an office section with 2 bathrooms, a closet, and like a manager's office. Well, the manager's office had the safe in, and they basically took me into the bathroom and had me get down on my knees, and the guy, basically had his 38.
Oh yeah, I like where this is going.
I gotta go.
I gotta stay. Tell me more, Wings.
I wasn't
so you're
thinking.
down on your knees in the bathroom.
I wasn't thinking very clearly at all because I wasn't afraid of guns. I'd been around.
It was
guns
your
most
first
of my
time.
life. Yeah. So the first thing I do is go right into my pockets. Here, you want the keys?
How big was it?
What? It's a 38
The gun.
special.
The gun. What else?
Little 6-shooter, 38 special.
All right, go ahead, Wings.
But I'm not. Normally, you wouldn't want to go into your pockets with a guy with a gun to your head. I didn't know if it was loaded or not. I was kind of just, I'm just going to do what they tell me. I don't give a fuck about this company's money. Here, you need me to help you take it out to the car with you, I don't want to strain your back. But, and so first thing I do is I go in my pocket and I grab the register key, because I had a register key to my register, and it had like $400 in it, something like that, assorted bills, because the company at that time didn't have like a drop money policy. Generally, if you work in like a retail or restaurant type environment, you have to drop your money after it gets so many things. Like you get a $100 bill, you have to drop it in the safe. Well, Movie Gallery at that time didn't have that kind of policy. So I figured he'd want that kind of money because there was probably $400 in my register.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have one of them with. They went straight to the safe, which is stupid. But all this is going on, it starts to sink in what's happening, and I'm thinking I actually might die here. And at the time, I had forgotten my pocket knife because I didn't want to bring my pocket knife to me to work because it was one of my first jobs.
Yeah, I'm sure your pocket knife would have been fine against 2 snub-nosed 38s and a Ruger or Luger.
Well, I was getting to the point where I was fearing for my life. Like, these guys might actually kill us because I'm hearing in the background, open that safe or I'll blow your fucking brains out and shit like that. The main guy, he was ruthless. The other 2 guys were scared, especially the guy holding me up. The guy holding me up had like a green, like, Hutch-type jacket. Looked like a Vietnam vet kind of guy, but he was a black guy, and he had a red sash over his face as well.
Did he have an epic beard?
No.
Then he's no Hutch, baby.
No.
Go ahead, please.
Because I was wanting my knife bad. It was like, I'm not going to try this bare hand. And, because I have no fighting skills whatsoever. I have no M&A experience. I need a weapon.
Weapons are better than MMA anyway.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, everything worked out. They got the money, which they got like $300 worth out the safe, and they bounced out the back door. But that one always stuck with me. But I never had nightmares about it for some reason.
You don't know. I mean, I've had other things. I've lost fights pretty ruthlessly. It's not my only traumatic experience, but.
And there goes his mic.
I felt like I came out.
Yeah,
I love his mic.
But that was the one.
Your mic cut out, Woody.
Oh, great story.
That is epic.
Best story ever.
And
moving on.
Let's go to the second one, though. The second one, I was actually working at Domino's Pizza. And we had certain parts of town we didn't go to at night, but we went to in the daytime. And during the daytime, you didn't think you was going to get robbed. Well, as being a police delivery boy, you only carry $20 worth on you at one time, given whatever money you get on your run. So if you catch a guy at the end of 4 runs, he might have $200 on him, maybe. But at that point, I went to it was Cherry Hill Apartment Complex. It's bad right there. The place is fenced in. You ever seen the movie Candyman?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like an apartment complex like that, but not so grand scale. It's like a 3-story apartment complex. And it has a parking lot. And, they got graffiti on the walls and shit. Well, a guy hits me with a fucking 12-gauge sawed-off in the parking lot.
Damn.
He puts me on the ground. I got my head skinned up. And he takes my money. He just goes through my pants and shit. And then they run away. So I basically go back in there with an empty bag. And I'm like, yeah, we're not going back to Cherry Hill anymore.
Wow. I'm seeing a sign about Halo Reach that may not be good. I just noticed the Pink Ranger just got off of Halo Reach and got on UFC Undisputed. That cannot be a good sign.
I think we should finish this off with the Ukrainian fist fight in Parliament.
Oh my God. That is some of the fun. You should link that somewhere. That's some of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Have you heard about this,
I have
Woody?
to check this video out. Now, how was the fighting?
Oh, the fighting was
All right.
old man shit.
Here's what
really?
happened.
Was it just like hammer fist nonsense?
No, this was some beatdowns. I saw one guy getting his hair pulled. I saw open hand slaps. I saw fisticuffs. All right, let me just break this down real quick.
Terrible. Wait a minute.
On
Hair
YouTube?
pulling and open hand slaps? I got to get myself in Russian Parliament. I think I could be president.
All right, here's the deal. All right, the Ukrainian Parliament, and for those of you in YouTube land, Ukraine is a separate country from Russia. It used to be part of the Soviet Union, but no longer. Okay, they have a agreement with Russia. Russia leases a naval base from them, And the Parliament, which is like our Congress, is trying to decide whether they want to renew the lease with Russia. Well, apparently, conversation and negotiation broke down. So, I don't know. I guess I don't know what the two parties are there. Let's call them Democrats and Republicans. I guess the Democrats decided, let's break out the smoke bombs and the eggs, buddy. Come on, it's go time. So they start throwing rotten eggs at the Speaker of the House to toss a smoke bomb into the corner. And I'm not talking about one of those like fireworks store like, ooh, it's blue smoke. I'm talking about boom, and the whole room's full of smoke. They are going hand-to-hand combat over this shit.
The guy's got umbrellas defending himself with the eggs.
Yeah, exactly. The Secret Service, the Ukraine.
Oh, that's like blast shield for eggs.
Yeah. In the Ukraine, the Secret Service don't protect you from bullets. They protect you from the rotten eggs that the Democrats are throwing. Okay.
Danger close is like an ostrich egg.
Yeah. Oh yeah. These eggs are nasty too. These look like some homegrown eggs, like with the massive yellow yolks. Like these aren't your regular, pick them up at the grocery store and. No, these are like farm fresh.
I have to watch this.
Yeah, but the fact is, they had the umbrella like this isn't the first time it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Like one in the front row has rain gear.
I imagine the Secret Service guy being like, I don't like that look they've got in their eyes, John.
Hey, can you imagine like John McCain be like, yeah, this guy's gonna filibuster me. Give me that egg. Just throw it in like fuck it up.
John McCain's a badass. John McCain would be like, all right, boys, let's break it down old school. He'd jump in there with some nunchucks or something.
John McCain put a watermelon on the podium with a sledgehammer. Like, you really want to tempt me?
I'll filibuster your face.
I will splash you all down with this baby.
You know how many gooks I killed in Nam? John McCain, I'll tell you what, John McCain may look old. He may look decrepit and weak and like maybe he's going to forget where he left his car keys, but I think he would have made a good president. I'm not going to lie. He just doesn't look the part. But
hey, I voted McCain. I'm an independent, so I go either way. I like McCain.
I heard that.
I heard that based on that robbery story.
Yeah, right. I'm an independent. I go down on my knees in the bathroom.
Oh. At least my robbers had guns.
Oh. No, but I'm just glad that the political system in the United States it's pretty hairy, and you get some silly arguments and people shouting and making fools of themselves occasionally, and there's always like some conservative who ends up having like 5 little boy sex slaves in his basement or some shit. But like, at least our politicians don't have egg fights in the middle of Congress and throw smoke bombs. Who the fuck brought the smoke bomb?
Can you imagine getting that in from your house?
Imagine this politician like kissing his wife goodbye, hopping in his limo and being like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Honey, would you toss me a couple smoke grenades? Yeah. No, the big ones. Yeah. Give me the carton of eggs too. No, the ones I've been leaving under the porch all week. Yeah, I've been waiting on the day. Like, come on, what kind of politician are you?
It's negotiation time.
Yeah, they're more like hooligans.
But you gotta understand, when it comes from a part of the world that would kill off 10,000 people in a weekend, and then like pulled out, oh my bad,
Shit happens, man.
I mean, Russia invaded Gory in Georgia. Man, they fucked them up. I thought that was gonna be the start of World War III right there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I bet there were a bunch of rednecks here in the state of Georgia that were like, uh-oh, them sons of bitches better not try to come here. I'll be ready for them. I hear they're going to invade. They don't know that Georgia's a country.
I was actually worried because the United States was talking about helping Gory out. I'm like, no, don't. Let them have it.
The Russia-Georgia thing never really caught my attention as World War III. But when North Korea sunk that South Korean naval ship, and now North Korea is positioning their troops to invade South Korea.
Again?
It's like, yeah. It happened like 3 or 4 days ago. And I look at that and say, I wonder if this could turn into something big.
Oh, it will, because, Russia's going to back them. Russia wants to go back to communism so bad it hurts. They're struggling with this whole Parliament and House of Representatives thing, as you can see here with smoke bombs and eggs.
And where's China on this thing? And apparently North Korea is under the belief that the U.S., while normally we defend South Korea, now we're occupied with 2 other wars. And they're like,
I seriously think if shit popped right there, I'm using Bonics right here, but if shit popped, I think the Iraq War would be with no more. It'd be like, okay, we're pulling out right now.
We'll see y'all
Right.
next year, bitches. Gotta go take care of some shit up north.
All right, you guys you got the police. You better get your shit together, or they're going to overrun you. We got to go deal with some serious problems now. The Iraq War,
Right.
It's not a war. It's a fucking what is it? Well, it's an occupation. Yeah, that's what it is. We won the war 2 weeks in. We're just occupying the country at this point, and we're trying to build their police force up so they can handle it in a national, rational formation. But have you ever watched like the TV shows of us training the Iraqi police? The guy'd be like jaywalking, and they'd be beating the shit out of him.
Or when they can't pick up jumping jacks, they're like, goofing up. Have you seen that?
This guy's like he jaywalks, and he's like, and the guy's like, hey, you. And he's got like a little Mazda car, like one small ass car. So he like beats his head on the back window, pushes him in, takes the door and the roof of the car, elevates himself, and kicks him with both feet to get him into the car. It's like, that isn't how you do it.
That's how we break it down Iraqi style. We don't put up with that shit. Where you going, Grandma? No. Don't.
What are you doing with that spray paint over there, boy? You better not be touching that building. I swear to
No,
God, I will whip you with my pistol till you can't breathe.
No, it's going to be interesting because the issue nowadays is that the United States, Russia, and China, and Great Britain for that matter, have sort of aligned themselves with these smaller countries that we use like pawns, and it's been the same since Vietnam and Afghanistan. I'm talking about the first Afghanistan conflict when Russia went in, and we kind of use those small countries to sort of have like a mock battle, if you will. You know, Vietnam, it was basically Russia against the United States, and we were going to see who could influence our side. You know, we had North Vietnam and South Vietnam, and they were supplying them, and we were supplying the other side, and the same thing was true in Afghanistan. I mean, the Russians were doing just fine in Afghanistan until we sent a few loads of Stinger missiles over there, and those convoys of choppers started going down 10 at a time. And I hope it's like that if something ever breaks out with a country with South Korea and North Korea or Iran and Israel, because it when you have superpowers fighting battles in the modern era, it could get out of hand really, really quickly, and it could literally be the end of the world. We're just too powerful at this point. I mean, when you talk about having thousands of nuclear missiles, I mean, you could kill every man, woman, and child on the planet if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know if y'all ever looked up on the Korean War. That was a bloody fucking war. And
Oh yeah.
China got in on the Korean War, and that it kind of caught us off guard. And I had a couple family members in the Korean War, and they talk about, Chinese coming in 12,000 at a time.
Yeah.
It's just like a sea of people charging at you, and all you could do was shoot your semi-automatic rifle at it.
Yeah, I remember them talking about some battle where like they look and there was literally like a million man army of Chinese basically just coming on over the border. That got out of hand pretty quickly when China got involved.
Yeah, my uncle said you could feel the ground shake.
So they were like it was like that movie 300. They made the ground shake and drank the rivers dry.
Well, just the sheer amount of people just coming at you. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
lot of weight.
Collateral, baby. I'd be hitting collaterals all day.
Oh my god.
Boom! Headshot! Boom! Headshot! My hands are shaking. My heart's beating, but I'm still shooting.
Yeah, you're joking about this. I'd be like, I want some artillery strikes now. Come on now. I
Yeah.
need some naval ships.
Oh man, yeah, that's when you want to call in the big guns. When you want to call in an artillery strike from a carrier. That
Carriers don't
a
carry
battleship.
artillery.
Yeah, in a battleship. That would be pretty nice.
That would be
How
fucked
big-
up to
Airport
see.
too, man.
To be like sitting on the edge and like you calling in artillery strike. I just killed 400,000 people, dude. It's like, and then you see it come in, boom! You see body parts flying everywhere. That'd be a fucked up. That would leave you some nightmares.
That would be like a Kodak moment, man. I don't know what you're talking about. That'd be like a moment, like 10 years later, yeah, I called in the artillery strike, and, the first couple of waves, I took out 50, 60,000, but when they really got the guns going, I was laying them down.
Yeah, but we're talking
B-52 bomber, like cluster bomb, would do damage in a crowd. But we should probably wrap up. I think
Yeah,
we're going to go too long again.
Yeah, we're pushing the time limit. All right, guys. This has been Painkiller Already, episode 2. Express your regards of what you want to hear. Maybe if you don't like some segments. Other than that, we're out, and we'll see you next week.
Later.